What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I don't know how many of y'all be watching football, but I was watching football yesterday, and Cincinnati people wondering what's wrong with them. They've made a big mistake trading that boy Joe Mixon. The running back that's playing for Houston now is killing them. The dude Chase Brown or whatever his name is back there, he a decent running back, but he ain't Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is strong, physical. He can catch. He can run out the backfield. I mean, he one of the best players on Houston team right now. And I think that's what's killing them. Cause the defense, it ain't never been hella strong, but it's just that now they got to depend solely on Joe Burrow throwing the ball down the field. It seems like, and you know, you ain't gonna be able to keep all the time throwing for 300 or 400, 500 yards a game and winning. It's just not gonna happen. It's gonna be good defenses, and they gonna like they do. They get shut out for a quarter or two, then they trying to come back from behind, and it's only so many times you can come back and win the game. You need that bell cow running back that can just kind of hold everything. Put it like this: they can't just, if you got Joe Mixon, they can't just sell out for the pass. They have got to respect that running game, and that opens up the passes better. And I just think they made a big miscalculation getting rid of Joe Mixon last year. Why they did it, don't know. I didn't see nothing he done wrong. I mean, I know he was getting injured here and there, but he been getting busy down there in Houston. I mean, he one of the top backs in the league. So I think that's really the biggest problem with Cincinnati, not having Joe Mixon. And this year's over. They ain't gonna make it to the playoffs. Quiet as it's kept. I'll play Joe Burrow a couple more games if I was them, and then just try to sit him down and keep him so he can be ready for next year, and ain't got to be rehabbing and coming off an injury going into the year. They really need to have him full strength through the off season so he can come in, and they ain't got to be starting off slow like they've been doing the last 3 years. Cause Cincinnati got a good team, but the defense is suspect, and they ain't really got no legitimate running game, and that hurt them big time this year. Just like in the Chicago Bears, they got to get rid of that coach. That's bottom line. They got to go find them a coach. They got players out there. Don't make no sense to have that many studs on offense and be putting up them meager numbers that they putting up. I mean, this shit is ridiculous. Then you go down there and go get the field goal blocked. I mean, they starting to look like the bad news bears, real talk. I mean, that thing falling apart down there. They fired the offensive coordinator. I hope they come out this week and fire the coach, because they gotta clean all that dead wood out the locker room. Abel Flus is not a good coach. Point blank, period. He need to be a defensive coordinator or somewhere, but a head coach that just everybody ain't head coach material, and I don't see it over there in Chicago. They done went and got all these #1 draft picks and all this, and they ain't doing nothing with it. I mean, doing nothing with it. Honestly, they had that game yesterday and just blew it. I mean, that's the end of their season too. I mean, they ain't gonna do nothing. I didn't think they was gonna do nothing anyway, but they definitely could have if they had a coach. They got players, they ain't got no coach, and they about to mess that young boy up out there, that quarterback. If they don't get a real coach in there, they gonna be done wasted that #1 draft pick. The talent is there, but if you keep playing like this, he gonna start losing confidence if he ain't done it already. It's just that thing, the train that came off the tracks over there. I mean, that shit is over in Chicago. It's a couple of teams, man. It ain't gonna happen for them this year. It just ain't gonna happen for them. And the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers, it's over. If they were smart at the end of this season, they'll tell him farewell, Aaron. Enough is enough. It's over. We saw it with Peyton Manning. We saw it with Tom Brady. It's hard to be 40 years old out there with all them young guys and still play optimal. Yeah, he's a decent quarterback at this point, but they ain't paying him no all the millions of dollars for him to be no decent quarterback out there losing games. They paid him top dollar to get in the playoffs, and that ain't happening. Miami is getting their legs back under them, and they got Tua back. If at the rate they going, they might get a wild card spot. Who knows? But that thing with the Jets, that's a done deal down there. Real talk. I mean, but Buffalo looking strong, Kansas City looking strong, Philly looks strong. There's some good teams out there. Green Bay got a good team. The Chargers looking great. John Harbaugh has proved that coaching matters. He got rid of. I thought they was gonna have a bad record when he got rid of Austin Eckler, the boy Keenan Allen, Mike Williams. I mean, he cleaned out Everett. I mean, he damn near got rid of the whole offense except the quarterback. I figured, I said, damn, what is Harbaugh doing? I said, I guess he rebuilding. No, Harbaugh know it. He know what he can do. He know how to coach, and all he needed was a good quarterback. He went out and got him some good running backs, good tight ends, good receivers that don't nobody really know about, and they winning football games. And I think they're gonna be a dangerous team come playoff time. The Chargers. That defense and the confidence that the quarterback playing without their Chargers might really make some noise in the postseason. I don't think San Francisco gonna do nothing this year. I think Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan. He a good play caller, but I don't know, man. It just seemed like they don't get over the hump with him for some reason. I mean, he done had great teams. It ain't like you over there playing with no scrubs. He got good teams, and they out there losing games, man. And now McCaffrey being hurt, that might have been a little bit of a problem. But I just think, a lot of stuff come down to coaching. They just losing too much this year, and I'm to the point where Arizona like the best team in the NFC West, if you ask me. In that particular division, I think Kyler Murray and the boy Marvin Harrison and the big McBride, the big tight end Connor, they got a good offense, and the defense starting to play better. That's another team that might surprise some people come playoff time when you got a quarterback that, if need be, can use his legs but really know how to spin it. Baltimore's a good team, but as much as I like Lamar, it just seemed like he just can't win the big games. I'm starting to really believe that. I mean, I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know if it's because his athleticism, where he be confused about running and passing and big moments, but it just seemed like the big close games, he make that mistake. He just always seem like he always make that mistake in the big time games. The games they supposed to win, they always do for the most part. But when they get a equal, well, you know what? I ain't gonna blame this on Lamar because he putting up points. A lot of it is that defense is hella weak over there. They can't stop nobody from the air. So I ain't gonna blame that on Lamar because he putting up points. But I mean, they got a bad habit of losing the big games. Let's just put it like that, and he got to get some of the blame because he the quarterback. But outside of that, I mean, it's been a good football season this year. I've been meaning to talk about football here and there, but I be so caught up in it. Sometimes I forget to say something. But I was just looking at yesterday. You can see now who is and who ain't gonna do something. It's some teams that's clearly out of the playoff picture. Cincinnati, one of them. They ain't got a chance like Dallas. They done this year. Washington and Philadelphia, they gonna be the ones battling it out in that division to see who gonna make some noise in the playoffs. It's gonna be between. Well, Atlanta pretty much got the NFC South locked up unless Tampa Bay get their wide receivers back, and I don't know if they gonna be back before the season out. So, I mean, you can just kind of see which direction everything going in at this point. Buffalo is going to be the top dog in the AFC East. Green Bay and Minnesota, they're going to battle it out. But if you ask me, I think Green Bay is probably a better team than the Vikings. But I think it's going to be a nice little, it's going to be interesting going down the stretch. Let's say it like that, you know. But it's gonna be the playoffs should be pretty good this year. It really should. Like I said, man, you know, everybody done exposed themselves at this point. Now we pretty much. It might be one or two teams we ain't sure about, but for the most part, everybody know who's gonna be in the playoffs. Now it's just about where they're gonna be seated at and who they're gonna play when they get there. I think Houston might be the best team in the AFC South, but ain't nobody gonna make no noise down there. I put it like this: unless Houston, and if Houston can get healthy, because they got a good defense too, they'll be dangerous down the stretch. But Indianapolis ain't gonna do nothing. The quarterback, he really ain't a good passer yet at this point in his career. So, I mean, like I say, man, the table pretty much set for the playoffs and all that. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a real good playoffs. And I think it looked to me like Detroit gonna win the Super Bowl. You know, a matter of fact, it's gonna be between Minnesota. I think Detroit is clearly the best team, not just in the NFC North, but in the league. I don't think Kansas City can beat Detroit this year. I don't. That boy Jared Goff ain't playing no game. So, you know, like I say, man, you know, boxing get dead. Sometimes you got, you know, I be off into this football, man. I mean, until they make the good fights now, man. They get a little old waiting on them to get the right guys in the ring. But you know, that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.